The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome back into the Ingles studio, Ingles-markets.com. Low prices, love the savings. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside, and we continue here with our mock draft, where Jeremy controls the AFC, I control the NFC. We've done the first 16 picks. If you haven't seen that video,
the link is in the description of this video and will be on the end screen of this video.
Yes.
I get to make some picks this time because the NFC has damn near all of them in the first 16.
Right. That I did. I did all the legwork, so you could do the legwork on the bottom half of the first round. And yes, if you missed the first round, it is in the description of the video. Stop right now, go see the first 16 picks, and then it will. It should pop up at the end of that video for you to view this one. But if you've already seen that one, we will continue here with the 17th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, and Jeremy's on the clock.
And there's a lot to think about here.
Oh, I know who you want to pick here.
Jordan Davis is a guy that I want to pick here, but the problem with Jordan Davis is there's a possibility that he's only a two-down player in the league. And he doesn't provide anything in the way of pass rush. And if you believe that, and that's become – I told you he was going to fall. That seems to be the way it's going. And if I'm the Chargers, I'm looking at it going, there's just a slew of guys here that have not come off the board yet that I kind of think can improve me. And there's one that just screams at me, you probably should have already been taken.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with the 17th pick in the 2022 head-to-head NFL mock draft from thesportsocracy.com, the Los Angeles Chargers select Trent McDuffie, cornerback, Washington.
Okay. Trent McDuffie. What do you like about him?
I like Trent McDuffie a lot. And to me, I think you have a long-term number 2 in Asante Samuel Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he's ever going to be a 1. Trent McDuffie can be a 1. He is very technically sound. Most of the bad tape that I ever saw on him, I can directly attribute to Washington just not being as good as they should have been. They're very talented. They're going to have a slew of guys taken in the first 2 days of this draft. And Trent McDuffie's one of those guys. The height bothers you a little bit because he's right at 6 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, he's so sound. And I think he's an immediate day one starter as your number 1 corner. And you look at, and what has changed my mind on this is reading what Charger fans have said to when I took Jordan Davis in their 7-round mock draft. Look around this division. We played the Kansas City Chiefs twice. Okay, so if they can run, who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
The Las Vegas Raiders. I got to find a way to stop Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller. The Denver Broncos. They're going to wind up with a quarterback and look how many weapons they have.
Yeah.
So to me, you've already got the elite pass rusher in Bosa. I think you bring back Nwasu, who I'm very fond of as a situational kind of guy. Bringing back Jerry Tillery. You have plenty of money. There are some value interior guys that you could wind up with. So for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to go a different tact. I'm going to get a day 1 starter in my secondary. With 17th pick, I take Trent McDuffie, cornerback, Washington.
Kind of surprised you didn't go for a wide receiver there. Mike Williams, I don't foresee him being picked up again by the Los Angeles Chargers.
Being re-signed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Charger fans think he will be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to lean on that and say you find a way to bring him back. You get the tight end in free agency, so now you've got the targets. I already like the young line. Right tackle is something that you can – there are set right tackles that you can have in the second and third round.
Mm-hmm.
So here I'm going to get something that I don't think you can get in the second or third round, which is a corner.
Well, as the New Orleans Saints sitting at the 18 pick, I am going to do one of those Bugs Bunny type sprints. You know, the one where like he sprints and then the cloud of his silhouette is still there. Yeah. I'm gonna do that going to the podium.
And I have a feeling
to announce my pick.
And I have a feeling I know who it is.
With the 18th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints controlled by one Tank Spencer, will be selecting Garrett Wilson, a wide receiver from Ohio State.
I had already literally typed it before you said it.
I think I can put this kid on the outside. I still have Michael Thomas, all of the things.
Who is going nowhere.
We have just restructured his contract. He's going to be in the building.
You cannot get out of it now.
Right. He is going to be in the building. We have solved all of our issues to the point where we can get him back on the field. And now I have two legitimate weapons that I'm going to be able to give whoever ends up being my quarterback.
And this is a win-now move because I think Garrett Wilson can come right in, be an immediate weapon for whoever plays quarterback for the Saints. Mm-hmm. To me, I do not control the NFC teams. With all of the quarterbacks minus Kenny Pickett still being on the board, that would be intriguing to me. The thought of a Malik Willis or a Sam Howell or whatever the case may be, that would be intriguing to me.
It is, and I thought about it for a moment, but there again, I went, you know what? I'm just not sure where I'm going to go with that quarterback spot. And I don't want to. This is going to sound bad, but I don't want to waste a first-round draft pick on a guy that I'm not sure can come in and play immediately.
Well, it's ironic you said that because you control the NFC teams.
Yes.
And my favorite commentator in all of sports lore is Pat McAfee. And what is his day job? The Pat McAfee show. What's his night job?
SmackDown.
He's a commentator for WWE, and like old Jim Ross call, he's coming in with a table. I am taking over a team that you cannot be objective about.
Okay.
Because it's your team. Mm-hmm. And so I have a question from your Tampa Bay Buccaneers to your next pick, which is the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's quite simply, if I can get it to...
How much you want for them?
How much you want for that number 19 pick?
How much I want for it? Mm-hmm. Well, let's see here. I obviously am going to want your first-round draft pick.
Yep, and I pick at number 27.
At number 27.
According to the trade value chart, I have to make up about 200 points in capital. So for this to be a fair deal, it's going to have to be something in the nature of I will give you number 27, I will give you number 59. That will put me somewhere in the ballpark of 990 points. If we play that out, then I would need your pick and a future pick from you, and I will settle for number 123.
Number 123. So the fourth round pick?
Yep. I'll take your I want your one that's up right now. I want your fourth round pick. I will give you my 1 and my 2, and I will get a late day 2, early day 3 pick for you in 2023.
Mm-hmm. And who am I who are you targeting? I'm just curious.
Oh, you'll see. You just you don't get to find that out unless you send that card to the old commissioner there.
Unless you take the deal. I'm not going to take the deal.
You 100% should.
Okay.
You 100% should, because I know what you're after, and I want you to think about it. And look, I'm not trying to hard sell you here. You're looking for a receiver. Mm-hmm. How many of them have first-round grades between now and 8 picks from now?
Oh, according to you, I have no idea.
It's 4 more.
Okay.
How many how many teams in between you are taking a receiver? Mm-hmm. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers doing it?
No.
Are the New England Patriots doing it?
Yes.
No, they're not.
You don't think they will?
Hell no, they're not, because they're going to re-sign Jacoby Myers. They're probably going to sign another one in free agency. Allen Robinson. Are the Arizona Cardinals doing it? No. Are the Dallas Cowboys doing it?
No.
Are the Buffalo Bills doing it?
No.
Are the Tennessee Titans doing it?
No.
That one's a maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So there is literally no shot that there's not a high-end talent at wide receiver that you can get at my pick. Mm-hmm. And there really shouldn't be anybody that you're super excited about right here, because the best guy on the board does not fit your scheme or the shit.
Okay. All right.
Let's see if that changed your mind.
Okay. Yeah, you talked me into it.
My hard sell?
You talked me into it.
I love
winning.
When a plan comes together.
With a 19th pick, I made the trade. I make the pick.
Yeah.
With a 19th pick in the 2022 head-to-head Sportsocracy mock draft. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Sam Howell, quarterback, North Carolina.
Oh, God. Oh, wow.
All I have to do is keep the band together.
Yeah, that hit me in a special place.
All I have to do is keep the band together and have a quarterback that's high level. I know what Kyle Trask is. I know what Blaine Gabbert is. They've fallen too far. And I know there's going to be a run. I know definitively there's going to be a run because there's still 2 quarterbacks at least that are first-round graded quarterbacks. Yes, it's back into the first round. Sam Howell's ready to play right now. I can put him in the lineup immediately and know with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Tyler Johnson, Cameron Brate, whatever I put behind him, I got a shot. My defense is good enough. This is how I stay competitive right now. And I know people will go, he's no different than Kyle Trask. Yes, the fuck he is. It's not close. It's not vaguely close. If I'm Tampa Bay and it fell this way, I'm not going to risk that the Pittsburgh Steelers take the quarterback that I want. Because I don't want Malik Willis. That's a project. I want the guy that can start right now.
Yep.
There's one quarterback in this draft that can do that. That's not named Kenny Pickett.
Agreed.
I will go get that guy. I would prefer if Denver had taken Howell and I could get Kenny Pickett right here because I play in warm weather. Yeah, it rains sometimes, but I'm warm weather happy. Don't care that he's got tiny little hands.
Yeah.
Sam Howell's a perfect 1B, and it didn't cost me that much.
Yeah. I'm so glad you made that move because honestly, as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan and as a Tar Heel fan, oh, good Lord.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've been sitting back waiting to do that for a minute.
Well, I'm glad.
But I needed it to get into the value realm. Sam Howell was never going to fall to me, and I know that.
No.
Because there's going to be some action here of quarterbacks trying to get that fifth-year option on quarterbacks. I need a quarterback too desperately. Yeah, I need an interior lineman too. Here's the thing. I can find those later in the draft. This team is too talented for me to go into next year with Kyle Trask. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You're trying to keep all these pieces together. You're restructuring deals. You're moving money around. It's because you think you're still competitive. Mm-hmm. You think you're still the best team in this division. With Sam Howell, you are.
And I think they still are anyway.
With Kyle Trask, you're not. There's too big of a deficit at quarterback. Matt Ryan then becomes clearly the best quarterback in the division.
No doubt.
And I can't have that happen. My Super Bowl window is probably closing, but I know with how I have kicked money down the road, when it closes, it's going to slam shut. We're going to paint it shut, and we're probably going to put 14 screws in it.
Yep.
Sam Howell, I get 5 years of team control, fifth-year option, won't be that bad with me picking him at 19. I'm fine with it. Sam Howell, 19 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow.
I came in with a chair.
Sorry. You came in with a chair. I didn't see that coming.
My game, I can audible the rules. And I did the math. You make more picks than I do. So piss off. I'll control your team.
Good for you.
And I also picked who you would have picked for my team. So it worked out pretty swift.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, so Sam Howell goes number 19 overall. Philadelphia Eagles trade down to number 27, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have hope at the quarterback position once again. Number 20. The Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't listen to trade calls. I take the phone off the hook. With the 20th selection in the 2022 head-to-head NFL mock draft from thesportsocracy.com, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Malik Willis, quarterback, Liberty. I am intrigued by this kid anyway. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh, it's just one of those. This is one of those places that I have already heard that they are falling in love with him. And if he falls in my lap, it makes it even better. I don't have to trade any draft capital for him. He's mobile enough to deal with some of the issues I have with my offensive line that I think I will address this year. I already have a good enough receiving core. My defense is good. I'm in a competitive division, and I cannot emphasize this enough. The thought of 10 years of Lamar Jackson and Malik Willis makes my soul happy.
Yeah.
Does he need a lot of work? Yeah, he does, because his feet are brutally bad. But with a franchise that's this good, with weapons this good, they can cater this offense around to what he can do. What he can do is be freakishly athletic. I think if he were to run, he would run somewhere in the neighborhood of a sub 4.5. Only quarterback in the league that's faster than him is Lamar Jackson, maybe Kyler Murray. And you have that immediately. I think he plays well in cold weather. The litany of weapons. I believe in the front office. This is Kevin Colbert on his way out going, I drafted you a franchise quarterback. I shall leave you with a new franchise quarterback.
All right.
There's not many places I would love Malik Willis. This is one where the infrastructure of the team is so good. I've got Najee Harris. But I want you to think about this. How in the world are you going to defend Malik Willis and Najee Harris running RPO type things? I know that's not Najee Harris's thing, but there's a facet to that will allow me to put training wheels on an NFL offense for Malik Willis, and it's his best case scenario for him to succeed right away.
Yes. I like it a lot. Let's go to number 21, the New England Patriots.
I got to make 3 picks in a row. If I'm New England, I'm looking around going, well, I didn't want to take a receiver in the first round. I didn't intend to take a receiver in the first round.
But you can't not.
I cannot. There's absolutely a player that I could take instead of the player that I'm getting ready to take. But he just fits my scheme so well, and he can be the unquestioned one for an extended period of time. I do like the idea of them signing an Allen Robinson or something like that. This was not my original intention. It just fell this way. With the 21st pick in the 2022 NFL Sportsocracy mock draft, the New England Patriots select Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State.
God, and that is one of the picks that you will go, how does this happen? How does Bill Belichick get these guys to fall in his lap?
Well, because he made a deal with Satan, and that's how this shit happens.
Yeah,
because he is actually the devil. This would be a good fit. This would be a good schematic fit. You know, Olave is such a tactical route runner that with the way New England, let's be really honest here. Mac Jones is never going to be an elite deep ball guy. He's not. So you're going to need guys that are really shifty, that can get open in short area burst. That's what Chris Olave is. To me, that's the best fit of every receiver in this draft class for New England. The run on receivers has started. So now we're to this point. There's no me kicking it down the road, because by the time I come back around, it's not going to be a guy that's going to start day one, which is what I need. I feel good about my line. I feel good about my run game. I feel good about my defense. Now I have to make things as easy on Mac Jones as I can while he's still very cheap. And that's what Chris Olave would provide in New England.
At number 22.
Son of a bitch, I get to make another pick.
The Las Vegas Raiders have the pick here. Jeremy's Las Vegas Raiders. And since I'm the Raider hater, I was glad I didn't end up with the AFC teams.
You are the Raider hater. You are the Raider hater.
Indeed.
See, for me, this is one of the toughest. This is one of the toughest selections that I've had so far, because there are several things I could do here. There are still corners. There's still corners on the board, but it's very obvious now with the way this is falling that a lot of teams agree with me, or at least the teams controlled by the two of us, agree that there's a lot of similarity between the corners. So I think I can still get a good corner in the second round. There is a player that I don't think I can get a guy like this in the second round. So with the 22nd pick in the 2022 NFL mock draft head-to-head from the Sportsocracy, the Las Vegas Raiders select Jordan Davis, defensive tackle, Georgia.
I like that. You gotta figure out a way to stop the run with that defense, and
this is under the premise that they bring back Denzel Perriman. All right, you've got Divine Diablo. I don't know exactly how this defense is going to look with Patrick Graham, because it is going to be different. And in my head, this makes me so multiple that I can have 3-4 concepts, I can have nickel concepts, I can have 4-3, 5-man, whatever I want to do. Now I have all the pieces I need, because I've got that interior guy. I've got that run clogger that's going to keep teams from bleeding me sideways like happened last year. So, again, this was not my intention. I've had him penciled into the Chargers for as long as I can remember. This is a plan B. The Chargers did not go with my plan A. Now I have Jordan Davis here with the Raiders. I think this opens up a lot of things for the linebacking core. I think this opens up things for Jonathan Abram, because I think that now he can more play to what he is suited to do. I do still need a number one corner. But at the end of the day, I got money for that. There are corners in this draft. There are other things that I can do. I still need a receiver. I get that. There are a shitload of receivers. I can find a deep threat receiver in the second round. because I still have Hunter Renfrow. I still have, Brian Edwards, who I still like. He's raw, he's young, all those good things. And if I want to bring back Zay Jones, I can do that. And I got Darren Waller. I got weapons. I still need a deep threat, but I really only need him to be a deep threat. Considered Jameson Williams here, but I just couldn't bypass Jordan Davis.
All right, at number 23. That puts me back on the clock with another NFC team, and it's the Arizona Cardinals. And I don't think that if somebody called to say, "Hey, what can I give you for it?"
Nobody from
I think
over
I would
here,
entertain.
Nobody from over here is calling you.
Okay, so nobody's calling. So at 23, I'm going to look at I'm going to look at my big board, and I've got two guys to choose from. So I have a bit of a decision to make here, but I think the decision has been made. So let's get to the pick at number 23.
I'm afraid this is going to be the first pick that you make that I go, what?
All right, at number 23, the Arizona Cardinals are deciding that they are going to add to their defense.
Okay,
that's to the
a good
defense.
Start.
I'm going to give a little partner here in the back end to Byron Murphy.
I like. So far, we're off to a grand start.
All right, so I'm definitely taking a corner here, and I am going to go with Andrew Booth out of Clemson. Was the wrong guy?
Nope.
No, not
That's
the right.
the exact
okay.
right guy.
All right.
That is the exact right guy.
All right. I mean, it was between him and Roger McCreary, and I like Andrew's highlight plays more than I do Roger McCreary.
That is the absolute right guy. If you're going to disappoint me with your selection in this process, we're going to have to wait one more pick. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's a big fucking landmine at the next one.
There's a big one.
But Andrew Booth is the guy that I look at and go, this is. It's weird in that I think this is his drop dead spot, but I also think it's very close to his ceiling too. Mm-hmm. I would say his ceiling is that third pick for the Philadelphia Eagles, and this probably is his drop dead spot.
Okay.
He won't fall any further than this because the high side's so good. If you told me both players reach their potential, Andrew Booth's better than Roger McCreary. And I love Roger McCreary. I just think knowing that I need a 1, because I think Byron Murphy's better as a 2. Knowing I need a 1 in a division with Trey Lance, who's going to be really tough to defend. Whether he's a great thrower of the ball or not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be tough to defend. Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl champion Rams, and Russell Wilson. I need another corner. I need a guy that I can really trust. And if I can check the box on football IQ for Andrew Booth, he should have gone before this. That is a very high level, very quality selection from you, Mr. Spencer. Now let's see if you can do it a second time.
Let's see if I can do it
because
a
if you
second
get
time.
this pick wrong, I'm going to yell at you.
Same thing with the Arizona Cardinals had. I've got two guys in mind, and it's a bit of a decision that we probably will have a fight in the war room about which way we should go.
This ain't a decision.
This ain't a decision?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
This
all
ain't
right.
a decision.
Because
there's a guy that's on this board that should not be on this board.
Uh-huh.
And that's what the Dallas Cowboys do better than anybody. So is it their biggest need? No, I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
But it's a guy that I do not for the life of me know how you're not going to take him if he's sitting here.
All right,
Son of a bitch, were you going to get this right?
I think I'm going to get it right.
Was that who you were going to take anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've been pleasantly surprised at your acumen in this so far. And that's not me trying to take shots at you.
You're the draft guy.
I am the nerd. So I'm just telling you, the one thing the Dallas Cowboys do better than damn near any team is, hey, look who just fell in our lap.
Yep.
But that's not our biggest need. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
There are not many players like the guy that I have a funny feeling he's getting ready to say.
Mm-hmm. And the fans may not like this pick because
I'll go ahead and
it's
tell
kind
you,
of similar.
As the one that responds to our YouTube comments, they're going to like it just fine.
All right. Let's see if I got it. At number 24, the Dallas Cowboys. While we thought about taking an offensive guard at this position, we just
re-signed Connor Williams.
Exactly. We can hopefully we can re-sign Connor Williams if we can. See, that was the thing. Like, do we want to put more money into Connor Williams? We've already got so many high-priced guys. Maybe drafting a guy would be the way to go. However, I'm sitting here and I'm going, you know what? I have Micah Parsons. I have Jabril Cox. I think that if I added Nakobe Dean to this team, you talk about a fucking hair on fire defense. Nakobe Dean would sew up a lot of problems here, and I can't not do it.
I've been seeing this pick coming for 4 picks going, if he doesn't do it, I'm going to yell at him.
Nakobe Dean, to me, no reason he should be on the board at 24.
Because here's the thing. So we've only had 4 corners go so far. I do think Dallas needs another corner, but the corners are obviously slipping. So you've got, think about how many corners that you have that you have heard me talk about with late 1, early 2, mid 2 grades as guys that could come in as secondary corners. Do I love Trayvon Diggs as a 1? No, I don't. But he's still a ball hog. He's still a guy that you're scared to throw at in spite of the fact he can get burned. So I can take one of those second-day kind of guys and be fine. This, to me, would probably be the best-case scenario because you know what this does? It adds something at every level because Nakobe Dean can cover. Nakobe Dean is a missile as a blitzer, and he's a leader in the middle of this defense. I don't have to ask Micah Parsons to do these things. Everything can work in perfect symmetry with Nakobe Dean in the middle of this defense. And I think he will be for a long time.
And I feel like Nakobe Dean can be the guy that I wanted Leighton Vander Esch to be. When Leighton Vander Esch had that big rookie year, you were like, oh my God, this is the next Brian Urlacher. This is the next linebacker that's going to carry a defense for, be that leader, be that shot caller for years.
Yep.
And I think Nakobe Dean is the guy that could do that. Some people say, well, what about Micah Parsons? Well,
Micah Parsons is an off-ball linebacker.
Yeah.
This is the guy that calls the defense. This is the guy in the middle. This allows Micah Parsons to play more on the line, more as an edge, more as a blitzer, more as a free-range, just athletic marvel.
Yep. And I'm taking
home run.
0 risk. In my opinion, 0 risk here.
And I would agree with that.
So at number 25... the AFC is back on the clock here for back-to-back picks. The Buffalo Bills at number 25.
And this is a difficult one for me because there's a couple guys on the board that I like. I'm looking at corners. I'm looking at, maybe this is the time that you add a receiver. And at the same time, I'm looking at receiver going, there's a lot of receivers still left. The receivers have been pushed down a little bit. So which of my conundrums do I need to fix? And I'm curious of which way you would go here. It's not going to influence what I'm going to do. I'm just curious to see what you would do.
I would add that second threat with Stephon Diggs. I would find.
I think you already have that. See, to me, that's Gabriel Davis.
Got Gabriel Davis.
It's hat on a hat. There was a problem on this defense that I think there is a player in this draft that they can fix it immediately.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm going to do. With the 25th pick in the 2022 NFL head-to-head mock draft from thesportsocracy.com, the Buffalo Bills select Kenyon Greene, interior offensive lineman, Texas A&M.
That was the one that I almost took with Dallas.
Yeah. That's to me, he can just do so many things. Kenyon Greene can probably legitimately play every spot on the line, and I know he's going to be a starter. As Buffalo now. With the deal of Josh Allen kicking in next year, I know I have to hit on first round picks. All right, so the days of me taking the shot on Greg Rousseau, those are over. Now I have to be safer. Kenyon Greene is very safe without necessarily having that. Do I think he's ever going to be a Pro Bowler? No. I consider taking Bernard Raymond because I do think he can play guard, but I think his better position is at right tackle. This is a multiple pick for me, knowing that I believe they bring back Levi Wallace. You'll get back to Tre'Davious White, so you're good on the corners. I love Gabriel Davis. I think you're set in many places. This is a what was that? Flex seal. That's what Kenyon Greene is.
Okay.
He's Flex seal. And we got a leak in the boat?
Yep.
Slap her on there.
Yep.
No more leaky boat.
Yep.
And he's just a high-level player. This was a high-level recruit for Texas A&M. You never saw the highest side, but then he got moved around like a chess piece. So I think you get him in Buffalo with an intention of him playing one position. Think of Elgton Jenkins from the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
That's kind of what this kid reminds me of.
Yep.
Of that he's going to be good. He will be great to good at every position. Depending on where he lands is how high of a side he could have. But with the Buffalo Bills, I think he would be a great value pick right here at 25.
All right. At number 26, the Tennessee Titans are now on the clock.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to do? Is that what that is?
Well, it's not that I don't know what to do. It's that I do know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to. I don't think you should take a tight end here because I don't think any of the tight ends are back into the first round good. If I was Tennessee, I would be curious if anybody was interested in moving back. So maybe I could pick up Trey McBride at the beginning of the second round. Is there any interest from any of your teams?
No. Well, see, once we get down to this part of the draft, I'm not real sure that there's anybody to trade up for.
Well, this is where you start looking at the extra quarterbacks. There are people that think Desmond Ridder's going to be a first-round pick. I think those people are stupid.
I agree.
But
in my opinion, there's not another quarterback to take in the first round.
No, because you're into Matt Corral. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that there is a team that could make a move on Matt Corral, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be with Tennessee. So if I'm Tennessee, I'm stuck at this pick, and by God, I'm going to make the best of a bad situation. With the 26th pick in our 2022 NFL head-to-head mock draft from the Sportsocracy.com, I am going to select Jameson Williams, wide receiver, Alabama.
This would be... You knew it was coming.
I had to.
You knew it was coming.
I could not do it.
Old James, it doesn't hit as hard anymore. After winning
after they got hit that hard in the national title.
After hitting it in the national championship game, that one doesn't hit as hard for me anymore. But Jameson Williams, I mean, you put him with the Tennessee Titans. He's the second option now to A.J. Brown. You're getting the most out of Ryan Tannehill while you've got him still in these last couple of years of his NFL career.
Yeah, this is the deep threat. So A.J. Brown's the everything. Julio Jones now needs to be the more big physical receiver. This is the over-the-top threat. I almost took him with the Raiders. I considered it, but I just thought Jordan Davis was a better fit. Mm-hmm. This is kind of a luxury pick. I mean, you were the one seed in the AFC, so you're very close. I think the defense is good. I do believe they'll either bring back Harold Landry or the Atlanta Falcons will grossly overpay him. That's really the only two potentials there. But for me, I can't take a tight end this high, and I think you'll have the ability to get one of those later in the draft. They may sign one. There are a couple different ways this could happen, but I think if Jameson Williams was there, that would be the selection.
Mm-hmm. All right. There it is. Number 26, Tennessee Titans taking Jameson Williams out of Alabama. That brings up at number 27, the Philadelphia Eagles.
And weird. I convinced you to do it, and guess what? You're here with all the options you could ever want.
Yeah, there are a lot of options for this one. Jameson Williams would have been a nice option to have because I want a wide receiver. But you know what? I'm not going to do it.
No, I think the better option here would be to wait.
I'm going to wait on a wide receiver. I'm going to wait on another offensive player. I'm going to keep adding to my defense.
Ooh.
Yeah. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Oh, shit.
Did you just figure it out? At number 27, the Philadelphia Eagles will select. Now, this is the way where I'm walking that fine line because Jeremy's the schematics guy. Jeremy's the X's and O's, and I've been afraid these, all of the picks that I've made of that doesn't make any sense. He doesn't fit that scheme.
So far, you have not had one of those.
I've not had one of those. This one may be, but I look at this kid and go, he is an athletic marvel. And I am borderline shocked that he's here, but I need a safety. And I'm going to take Daxton Hill out of Michigan.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was going to be. That's when I cocked my head sideways, I went, what are you talking about? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hey, here's the thing. Daxton Hill can play slot corner. You can move him all over the place. I think this is just a piece that would tie the defense together.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've literally, in the course of one draft, In one round of a draft, you have added to every level of that defense.
Yes, I have gone secondary now with Daxton Hill, a George Karlaftis on the front with my pick at 16, and with my 15 pick, I added to the middle of my defense with Devin Lloyd. So,
and you just look at every hole on this Philadelphia defense. The best friend of a mediocre quarterback is going to be a good defense, and I think they have pieces. It's just you have to add things around that. This would save you from paying Rodney McLeod. Now does it change things a little bit? It does. But there's a lot of flex here. And I think this is a multiple piece that it provides a lot. It provides a lot. And right off the jump, one of the things I'm seeing is that now you've got a secondary that's pretty formidable and very multiple. I have nothing bad to say about it.
All right, good. Daxton Hill, it is decided to the Philadelphia Eagles at number 27.
I have nothing bad to say about it.
And plus, I got those extra picks from Tampa Bay.
You did?
Yeah.
So
Even though I have a bajillion picks already.
Yeah.
But now this gives me the flexibility to be able to package those together and move up.
Oh, yeah, now you can move all around the board now.
Right.
So if there's somebody else that you're looking at that you're dead set on, you can do that.
Like if there's a wide receiver that you wanted, you can do that. I will say that if Jameson Williams had not gone to the Tennessee Titans, that would have been my pick. That would have been my pick here. I know you don't know what you're going to do with Jalen Reagor, but he ain't it.
No, he's hurt a lot. There's a lot to just not love.
So at number 28. It's the Green Bay Packers. Hey, I get another pick here. And this one's got to be a wide receiver.
It doesn't have to be.
Right. Doesn't it have to be?
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but I kind of want it to be.
It doesn't have to be. But
it should be.
It would make sense if it was.
It should be, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do everything I can, and I think we've already seen the signs of this early in this offseason. I am bringing back Aaron Rodgers. I am bringing back Devontae Adams. I don't care what I have to do to make all of that happen. But I want to give them another weapon to target. So, with the number 28 pick, the Green Bay Packers, I'm going to take Jahan Dotson, the wide receiver out of Penn State.
Ooh. I have nothing negative to say about that.
I mean, what kind of a weapon can he be if he's not getting number one coverage? He comes in and he's another guy that can do it all.
And he can play on the outside too, which is a big deal with Green Bay.
Yes.
Because you got to have somebody on the other side of Devontae Adams. And what I'm thinking of is in two wide receiver sets, now you're a nightmare to cover. Because Jahan Dotson with Aaron Rodgers could be absolutely terrifying.
Yep. So Jahan Dotson is the pick here.
So now you've set me up for failure with the Miami Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins at 29. You got 3 picks in a row here.
Oh, that feels so good. That feels so good. If I'm Miami here, I've got a slew of needs. I don't think I have to take a running back here. I'm not a first-round running back guy ever. So that's just not where this is going to go. Feel pretty good about my secondary. I think they got a ton of money. So this is a question of who is the best player for my scheme that is left on the board. And as I'm looking at my personal board here, there's a guy that just shouldn't be here. And I think he fits into the scheme. Now, this would require something. How they're going to make this work, I don't really know. But I can't not do it.
Okay.
With the 29th selection, the Miami Dolphins select Zion Johnson, interior offensive lineman from Boston College.
I love it. I love it. With the Senior Bowl performance that this kid had, and then you read all of the things about how he's open to doing everything. He's, learning how to
snaps at center at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, he's learning how to take snaps, learning how to be an NFL center. He's a guy that wants to do anything the coaches ask him to do.
And it's hard to not like that.
And I think it's a perfect scenario for Miami. I need an offensive lineman, but I'm really not sure at this point what hole I need to fill.
You do, and the thing with Zion Johnson is I'm going to say the same thing about him that I said when we were talking about Buffalo. I can't tell you what position he's going to play. Could be a guard, could be a center.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you he can play one of them, and he can play it at a very high level. And I personally, I see him as a center in that Alex Mack role in that San Francisco offense with Mike McDaniel down there now. I think this helps your run game. I think this helps a lot of things, and that's just. I've been looking at Miami for several picks now, going, I don't know how I'm not going to do that. Now I'm on the board again with Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a little pissed off that you took Daxton Hill because that was going to be my replacement, Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah. There's another safety out there.
Yeah, but okay, I don't want him.
Oh, sorry.
I wanted Daxton fucking Hill.
You should trade it up.
So now it's a question. Now for me, this is a two-part question. Did I re-sign Melvin Ingram?
Yes.
I'm going to say that you did because he was very good last year. So that would take me off Jermaine Johnson because Jermaine Johnson would be the pick here if it wasn't for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do a thing that I've already done once, and I'm going to do it again. With the 30th pick in the 2022 Sportsocracy NFL head-to-head mock draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky.
Ooh, the Swiss Army knife.
This is just a piece. He can do anything. He started at Nebraska. He was a running back. He is just now learning to play receiver.
And would immediately be the best running back Kansas City has.
100%.
Got it in there before you could.
100%. And it's just, this is a chess piece that I look at a handful of guys in the NFL and go, somebody's going to draft him. I've been saying for, I guess we're at months now, Wan'Dale Robinson's going to go higher than you see him in every mock draft. I started seeing him in first rounds. Now it seems like he's been pushed down a little bit. Well, it's because the combine didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait. As soon as it does, you're going to see how fast he is. You're going to see how shifty he is. And he fits into a system. Kansas City, the defense got better. There is no player that they can add right now that immediately makes them better. I'm sure somebody will say, but what about Roger McCreary? Well, I mean, okay, it would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
This is another piece that puts you in that track meet category with Cincinnati Bengals, the Buffalo Bills, the LA Chargers, and now you're even more multiple. You're even harder to stop with that really good offensive line that you have. And to me, it makes all the sense in the world. You know, Damone Clark out of LSU would be a thought, but I still think it's a little bit high for him. And I don't know exactly how he would fit in this scheme. Wan'Dale Robinson to the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, at number 31, it is the runner-up for the 2021 NFL season that no one saw coming, the Cincinnati Bengals, the highest they have picked since the 1980s, or I guess the lowest they have picked since the 1980s.
So the beauty of Cincinnati is that they have so much money that I think they're going to address a lot of their offensive line needs there.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also going to need something that's pretty multiple. If you look at the Bengals roster, they don't have a ton of needs. You know, you still got the young quarterback. I think you fixed the line in the draft. I had you signing Teron Armstead, or in free agency, excuse me. I had you signing Teron Armstead. I had you signing Ryan Jensen. Bringing back Jesse Bates. An interior defensive lineman would be somewhat intriguing. Thought that maybe you go after a linebacker, maybe one of the corners, or you just completely fix that line, which is what I'm going to have you do. With the 31st selection in the 2022 Sportsocracy NFL head-to-head mock draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Bernard Raymond, offensive lineman, because he can do damn near everything, from Central Michigan. This kid is a gigantic person. 6'7", 305, started as a tight end, very good hands. The technique's a little raw, probably has to start as a guard in the league. Well, if you sign Teron Armstead, you sign Ryan Jensen, you move Jonah Williams to the right side, you still have a hole at guard. Bernard Raymond would fill that immediately. And if something happened to Jonah Williams, he could slide out of the right side. If something happened to Teron Armstead, you can move Jonah to the left, move him to the right. This is the way of the NFL now, that linemen, especially when you get to this point, the more multiple you are, the more beneficial you are. The thing about Bernard Raymond, he's been an offensive lineman for so little period of time that he doesn't have habits that make him a tackle or make him a guard or make whatever the case may be. Worst case scenario, hell, he could start as your swing tackle immediately. That's if he comes in, doesn't fit your system in the least. Now it opens, and that was me being hyperbolic. He would start as a guard immediately. And I think missing out on Zion Johnson kind of sucks because that was my original intent. But I'm perfectly fine. I think this is a long-term play. And that's the thing with the Bengals, is that you have to hit on these picks because Joe Burrow is going to get expensive before long. And when I say expensive, I mean biggest contract in NFL history by a lot.
Yes. So Bernard Raymond, was he Austrian? Is that right?
He is Austrian.
He's Austrian. Yes. Yeah. The Austrian Nightmare, Bernard Raymond. I think you could sell a lot of those T-shirts in the jungle. And now that brings us to the end of the first round, the 32nd pick belonging to the Detroit Lions, who they got from the L.A. Rams.
Oh, hey, that's coming from the crowd.
Oh.
He's got a chair.
Okay.
So I said earlier, I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to get a second-round pick for Calvin Ridley.
Yes.
We might be interested in, hey, what if we made a little deal with the Detroit Lions?
Okay.
You have 32.
Yes.
All right. I'm not going to try to guess where Calvin Ridley goes. So the pick that I have that would be available would be 43.
Yes.
All right. Detroit has two picks from now. So the discrepancy between our two picks, according to the value chart, is about 120. I don't have anything that fits that tremendously nicely.
Okay.
But what I do have is I have number 113, and I have a third-round pick next year.
Okay.
So I will give you 43. I will give you 113, and I will give you my 3 next year.
And
that's a lot of capital.
I am in.
That's a lot of capital.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of capital, but it's going to keep me from doing something that I don't want to do right now.
Yep, and that's the biggest thing, because you don't want to do it, and I absolutely do.
Yes. So I am going to make that deal. So a fourth this year, a third next year.
With my 2.
With the 2.
So basically they moved down 11 spots. And they still pick 2 picks from now.
Yes.
You lose the 5th-year option.
Yes.
Well, the 5th-year option is exactly what I want with the player. And when I say this, you're never going to unsee it. What quarterback did Arthur Smith have a lot of success with in Tennessee?
Mariota?
Mm-mm.
Or Tannehill? Okay.
Tannehill have a great arm?
Is
he reasonably mobile?
Yeah.
Is he pretty sharp?
Yeah.
With a 32nd pick in the 2022 Sportsocracy head-to-head mock draft, the Atlanta Falcons trade up with the Detroit Lions to take Matt Corral from Ole Miss.
It's exactly the one that I didn't want to do as Detroit because I don't feel like I'm there yet. I still have Jared Goff, and it's fine. It's fine for now. I don't want to start the clock on a quarterback, but I was going to have to unless somebody else came up and gave me a deal that I wanted, and Atlanta gave me exactly what I need. Not only did I get draft capital for this year, but I also get a little bit of draft capital for next year.
And basically the biggest thing I lost was the 2 that I got for Calvin Ridley.
Because this would have been the pick. If I kept this pick, couldn't find a deal, I'm going to have to take Matt Corral.
And that's the thing. I don't think he fits in that Detroit scheme. I think he fits nicely in Atlanta. He can sit behind Matt Ryan for a year. They can work on fixing the defense, getting the cap ledger right. And 2 years from now, when he's really legitimately ready, Ryan will start this year. you Corral learns at the foot of Matt Ryan for a year. A year from now, he's probably not really ready to play in the NFL, but he's going to have to. This conference is not, or this division, is not great. But he can learn the Arthur Smith scheme, basically a redshirt year off the jump. And this is just, I still have my two with Calvin Ridley, a player that, yeah, it was right, but there's schematic issues, there's personality conflicts. I try to make the best of a bad situation. I go get a quarterback that I believe can work in my system, and away we go.
Away we go.
This is step one of an ultimate 7-step process that leads to me not being crushed against the salary cap and having a quarterback that can be the quarterback for the long haul.
Mm-hmm. And it puts me in the best position to possibly rise to the top of the division once everything shakes out with Tampa.
And he's mobile enough to use Cordero Patterson, RPO, be play action boot guy with in the mold of Tannehill that steers into his strengths and kind of hides some of his weaknesses.
Yep.
It's easier to hide your weaknesses when you've got Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. I believe that there is slightly a better than zero chance that a quarterback doesn't go here. Or actually, it would be the other way around. I think it's slightly less than 100% that a quarterback goes in this spot.
Yeah, I would say 32 is going to be a quarterback, whether it's with Detroit or Detroit trades out for more capital. They're not ready on a quarterback. They think that they can do that next year, whatever the case may be, because they have picked 2 picks later. So this is the Rams model of thinking long ago. You take what you start with and you build it. It's Belichickian theory. You make one deal, you get one asset, you turn that asset into 3 assets. You take 2 of those assets, turn them into players, take that third asset, turn that into 3 assets. And then you just keep doing this on and on down the line until you have completely overhauled your roster. And it works for Detroit, it works for Atlanta. And it's one of those things that makes so much sense that it probably won't happen, but it makes so much sense that it probably should happen.
All right. We will say that the first round of the head-to-head mock draft is closed.
It's in the books.
Yep. We appreciate everybody for joining us. You got a problem. You got an issue with who is left out there, the best available left out there. Somebody should go in the first round that we didn't have in the first round.
Jermaine Johnson. I'll go ahead and answer it for you.
Yeah.
Because I know somebody's going to say that, and he's not as no doubter of a first rounder as you think.
Or you just want to take shots at our picks or give us a ballyhoo or whatever you want to do. Hit us up in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, please. Share this out with your friends as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer, and he's Jeremy Greene, always in the Ingalls studio. Low prices, love the savings. We will see you next time.